Hey everybody, Rob Coble, career success coach here at Yellowtail Tech. I'm with my friend Daniel, who is a recent graduate of our program, Linux for Job. And Daniel started your new gig, what? You were just saying about 3 weeks ago, man. Tell us what you're doing.
So I am a DevOps Linux store system administrator for Genesco. And most of my job functions is because Genesco is a footwear retail specialist, so they specialize more in footwear. So we have about 1,400 stores, both in the UK, Puerto Rico, Canada, and the US. But the team that I work with was mostly specialized on the stores here in the US. So provide support to stores, make sure they run smoothly, and make sure that they have no issues with stores.
Right on, man. So now tell me, did you have an IT background prior to coming to Yellowtail?
Not at all. I had zero IT background.
Okay.
But coming into Yellowtail really helped because it set the foundation for me. And since I had no IT background, I had to, work harder and, just be more consistent and, take notes, make sure I don't miss no lectures. And, that way, kind of helped me because without, having a zero IT background was tough, but, the Yellowtail program kind of made it much easier for you to understand. But you have to put in the work though, and which I did because I put in the work and did a lot of studying, and it helped me to be successful.
Sure. Yeah. So tell me what, besides the things that you mentioned, were there any other things that you did to make yourself successful going through the program? I mean, you had to put in the extra hours, but what else?
I would say, because I did the program, I just dedicated the entire year to the program. So I would say I did cut out a lot of stuff I usually do, so just to be really focused on the program. I won't say I was hanging out every now and then, but the way I hanged out, I kind of cut that to the minimum. And so, I didn't take vacations like that as I wanted to, because I just really wanted to focus on this program because I wanted, I wanted a change of career. I wanted something better for me. And that was my full focus. I need to be in a career that I will grow, something that will make me successful. And in order for me to be successful, I have to sacrifice, some of the things that, which I know I will still get them back. But for the meantime, for me to attain that success, I have to give a sacrifice for time. So,
it was a temporary measure. It was kind of like you knew that it was going to be worth it in the long run. And now that you're in your new job, that sacrifice, I'm guessing, has paid off. Have you seen an improvement in your financial status?
It's significantly better.
Okay.
But it's significantly better than compared to my previous job. So, but I'm always shooting for the stars. So like I said, this is just the beginning, and hopefully, as the year goes by and the more I advance, the more exposure I get, the more skills I can, get loaded up, the more, secure I will be as well.
And that makes me happy to hear, man, because you're just scratching at the surface of it now. And for a passionate guy like yourself that wants to continue learning, there's a lot more out there for you to learn. I want to ask you also a little bit about the apprenticeship that you did at the end after you got your certification, the apprenticeship you did with Procore Plus. How did that help prepare you for the realities of what you're doing now?
It really helped. The apprentice that we did really helped because like it gave us that exposure to real life situations, and most of the apprenticeship that we did, I mostly used that when I was doing my interviews, like how I worked on some certain projects, how I was able to use this software to achieve this, so the apprenticeship that we did, it really set the way for me to use it and do my interview, and then starting my job, having some of those software experience, like we use some software in the apprenticeship, like Jira software, which is what we currently use now in my current job. We used, we also use the Oracle SQL as well, which is also what I currently use on my job now. So some of the software that I was familiar with during the internship is what I'm currently using now. So I'm really, grateful that I was able to, stick to the process, get the certification in, do the internship, and the internship that I did is actually what is helping me now to, perform better.
Yeah, nice. And did you feel that, going through the mock interviews and all that, did you feel prepared once you went out there and started interviewing?
Well, I mean, the mock interview was tough, like the mock interview, sacrificing a year learning Yellowtail. I wasn't doing a whole lot of interviews like that. So doing the mock, when I finished all the program and then started doing the mock interviews, the first mock interview, was okay. Then the second one was, kind of shaky. But I think before I had the third interview, kind of gave myself that space to kind of practice more and do that third mock interview. And that third mock interview I did kind of set up the way for me to do other interviews, because I was able to, get advice from you guys and, take notes from all the 3 interviews that I did. So basically the 3 mock interviews is very good, because you're doing those interviews, we kind of got an idea of how an IT interview is compared to a regular interview. So those mock interviews, those 3 I had was really helpful.
Excellent. Good. That makes me happy to hear. One last question for you, Daniel. What advice would you have for anybody who is like yourself with no IT background, maybe considering a career in IT? What would you say to them?
I would say to them is IT is only going, the field is growing, jobs here is expanding, like IT is so in demand. Like ever since I landed this gig with my current, with Genesco, I'm still receiving like emails to come do interviews and stuff. So I'm like, wow, like before this program, like I was getting like nothing from no one. But now that with all the skills that I have now, putting on my LinkedIn, on my resume, like I'm getting reached out left and right. So I would say, this Yellowtail program I'm really grateful for this program. And without this program, I will not be in this position where I am, very comfortable and, earning a decent living today. So I'm really grateful for this program. And I want to tell those out there is like, this program is for real. But one thing with this program is you have to be dedicated, you have to put in the work, and you have to give that sacrifice. I'm not saying, you're still going to enjoy that life, but at the time being, you have to give the sacrifice, so that at the end of it, you will enjoy the rewards that come with it. So I'll say like, just this program is so, just trust the process, and they have good lecturers. Like I remember one of my lecturers was George, and I always used to ask him questions, and most of the time, if I don't understand stuff within the week, they have the weekend session as well. They have lecturers on the weekend. You can talk to them, and they can also guide you, and things you don't understand, they will go more details and explain to you. So I would say this program is, I myself, I am a living witness. I had no IT background when I started this program, but now, I won't say I'm an IT expert, but at least now with Yellowtail, he has given me the path to grow in IT, to grow my career in IT. So I'll say this program is just do this program and just trust the process, and you will be all right.